Hi, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning, I bid to everyone who's already watching. First of all, thank you for coming in at this very morning of us returning from our school holiday. So for today's episode, it's going to be another student takeover episode, and it's going to be with SAKTI's for Mutiara. They have done their collaborative writing projects, and I think it's only wise for them to actually present their work. Okay, so without wasting more of our time, let me just introduce you. The first group is going to be presented by Zulkarnain. Am I right, Zulkarnain?
Yes, teacher.
All right. So can I have a person from group two? Who's going to present for group two? Azim, right? And then we have IMAN, DANISH, and Bazli Hakim as the presenter. All right, so without wasting any more of our time, I hope that you are ready to present your screen. And I'm going to remove all except Zulkarnain to start the presentation. Okay, Zulkarnain, take it away. Hi, Zulkarnain, your mic is muted. Can you turn on your mic?
My name is ZULKARNAIN. I'm from Group 1 and I'm presenting a story which the title is A Gift. My name is Fikri. I live in a small village near a big city. I live with my mom and twin brothers. I am a Form 4 student. My twin brother's birthday is in a few months. I would love to buy them gifts since they haven't got any presents in the past few years. Since we are not that rich, we aren't able to buy expensive stuff. To help out my family, I'm doing a part-time job as a waiter for a restaurant. When I got paid, I usually save half of my salary for future use and the rest of my salary I use it to buy groceries and pay bills. I'm still thinking about the best present I can buy for them. Both of them are obsessed with the Flash. Maybe I should buy them a new school bag with the Flash design. Besides that, I also can buy them the Flash t-shirt for them to wear, or maybe I should buy both of them. There are a few days before my brother's birthday. I have decided to buy them a new school bag and t-shirt as I have enough money to buy both of them. After I finished my shift, I went to the bank to withdraw my money. When I was walking to the thrift store nearby, two men came towards me with a knife out of the blue. They tried to attack me, but I fought back, and fortunately, the people nearby helped me out. I was relieved as the robbers were caught red-handed. After the incident, I went to the thrift store to find the presents that I wanted to buy for my brothers. After searching at a few stores, I finally find the presents at Nancy's store. They are the newest thrift store in the town where I live in. They sell a lot of clothes and bags with superheroes design. Fortunately enough, I managed to find bags and clothes that suitable to be given to my brothers. Without hesitation, I bought immediately as they were running out of stocks. I hope my brothers would love the presents I bought for them. I can't wait to see their reactions. The end.
Okay, thank you for such a good story, Zulkarnain. What do you think are moral values that you can get from this story, Zulkarnain? The lesson that you
Uh,
can get from this story.
I think the love the brother for his siblings that make he work. Uh,
Make him work. Make him work. What? Work hard.
yes, work hard to buy them a gift since they haven't get any gift for their birthday.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Zulkarnain. That is quite a good story that I have learned from you. Thank you. Right. So I think that we can move on to the second group, but without before doing so, I think that it's important for us to acknowledge that siblings bond is also very important in familial relationships. So when you love someone, especially if that siblings are close to you, your brother or your sister, you can always try to get them the perfect gift for them to show your appreciation towards them. Okay, so I think that we can move on to the second group. I think for now, I want to invite Azim. Azim, are you there? Azim, can you turn on your mic
Yes,
and your camera? Okay. You are going to be presenting your group's story, right?
yes.
Okay. All right. The floor is yours, Azim.
Hello, my name is Azim and I'm the presenter of Group 2. The title of our story is When We Were Together. Hello, teacher.
Hi, Azim. Can you share your screen? Is it possible?
I cannot share. Can my group share? You
Yeah,
can
yeah. I mean,
invite.
your group can join the StreamYard, and then
You can add
they
Iman
can share
Danish.
their screen. Iman Danish, is he here yet? Okay, Iman. You are here, so you are going to share your screen, right, Iman? Okay. All right. So I'm waiting for Iman to share his screen, and then you are going to start promptly.
Okay. This is the chapter 1. When we were together, none of these things mattered. He was truly the greatest friend I'd ever had. His kindness, his character, his way of talking, his jokes, and everything. No one could compare with him. He taught me the meaning of life, even though he himself is always in hardship. He taught me that life is not everything. He taught me happiness. He taught me loyalty. He never blamed me, even though I always made huge mistakes. He always advised me in the best way. He stayed when the others left. He just replied with, "People always make mistakes." And that makes me feel he was imperfect. He was perfect and it was actually friendship. The second chapter is orphanage. I had nothing in my life. My parents left me when I was a baby. I don't even know where they are and if they are still alive. I planted thousands of hopes that I can meet them in the future, even their graves. I'm working on it until my last breath. Day by day, I just went through my life and it was like a deja vu. I went to school and got back the orphan house, eating and reading. I was not interested in playing with other orphans because most of them were babies and special, which means they deformed. They got lots of attention from volunteers. I was alone. I always had to be jealous of my primary schoolmates. When I saw they were with their siblings and parents, and now it's just a normal thing. Chapter 3 is about Aris. One day, when I walked back from the orphan house like usual, I saw a car send a boy who seemed to be around at my age at the orphan's gate. I decided to just walk through the yard and just get in my room as always. When I was about to lay on my bed, suddenly Mrs. May, the owner of the orphanage, knocked on my room and I opened it. I saw the boy with a wheelchair that just came with a car behind Mrs. May and I was asked to take care of him like my own brother. From my deepest heart at that time, I felt like he was burden to me. I was just let him in I was just let him and gave a bit of help, like putting his things in the closet and put on his bed. When I was arranging his clothes in the closet, he suddenly stretched out his hand, like wanted to shake hands while saying his name, Aris. But the direction of his hand was wrong. I just realized that he's also blind because I thought he's just paralyzed at his leg. But his brain is normal and we had a great conversation. I moved through the other days differently, which is exhausting but not lonely and always happy. I just had to bring Aris with his wheelchair and go back from school, help him take the bath and iron his school uniform. It was not hard as I expected. We lived our life happily. We spent our lifetime together every day. We had pillow talk every night before going to sleep. We share our problems to each other. Aris always motivate me every time I feel down. We always got a fight because misunderstandings and we just end up laughing and forgive each other. I felt appreciated. The chapter 4 is about the accident. Aris and I one day was walking to the orphanage from school as usual. When I was rolling the wheelchair while taking him, out of the blue, a jeep fastly crashed into Ari's wheelchair. I tried to pull the wheelchair as I can, but unfortunately, he can't be saved. He was thrown towards the drain. I got up from fell and ran towards Haris with mixed feelings. I was crying so bad. Haris was lying in a pool of blood hit by a jeep. The jeep driver had to escape after overrunning Haris, but was caught a few feet away by the assembled public. The sight of blood was really horrible. I felt my heart about to explode because it was so fast. Meanwhile, a man from the crowd had called up the hospital for the ambulance. After a few minutes, the ambulance of a nearby private hospital came and carefully placed Harish on the stretcher and took him away. I was sitting on my knee, crying with his blood on my hand. Still can't accept what just happened. Harish apparently had a broken leg and arm and also had an injury on his head. Due to the collision, he had become unconscious. So no one knew the extent of the injury on his head. And the last chapter is about trauma. I got the result that Haris left me forever a few days after. My eyes swelled and my tears dried. Clips of the tragedy are still playing in my head, in my mind. His voice and his words trace still can move anyway. He was the only person that was aware of my existence. I remember Ares once said that our life on earth is just stop and death is the start. Gratefully, God lent him to me to know life. That is the story.
Right. So Iman, do you enjoy doing this with your group members? The story. Do you enjoy writing the story with the group members?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think the strongest moral value of this story?
Mm,
What do you think would be the strongest moral value? We should what? What do you think the moral value of this Azim of this story?
It's about the advice, and it's not about the quality of
Mm-hmm.
having a lot of friends doesn't mean you're happy. It's about the value that
About
one friend can give.
very good. Okay, thank you Azim and Iman Danish. Thank you for presenting your work. Okay, so for the next group, I think that we are moving to um. Okay, do we have? Okay, um, Amirul Ghafar, are you ready as the next group?
Okay, okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Once you're ready, you may start sharing your screen, and I'll be removing myself from the stream. The floor is yours,
Okay.
Amirul.
Hello. Okay. Hello, my name is Amirul, and our story is The Nurses Season 1. Okay. The story begin. The mama said, the nurses will the nurses wheel her away into an intensive care unit. The family also was there, and they were crying because worried if there anything bad happened to her. Lutfi feeling guilty because he was the cause of Sarah's injury. He just leaned at the wall and wait for the result. It all started when Lutfi and Sarah were hired to create one microchip to have access on one country's website. At first, Sarah was agreed, but Luffy inside her because the wage is 9 million. With the knowledge in technology, they managed to make the chip and need only 1 week to complete all the design. Suddenly, Sarah got an email from Anu saying the microchip will be used to have access to all web in Indonesia, where is the town of Sarah, so she wanted to stop. Adam was angry and hit her with chair until she fell to the ground. Lutfi insisted to continue his work with Azam and follow him ran away to other place. So Abu with other cops has investigate the crime scene, and this news get media coverage worldwide. Azam was very panicked when he know that cops are searching for him. He asked his people Shafiq and Hakimi to kidnap Abu as a hostage. He tortured Abu until he was terribly injured. He called the cops and asked them to stop search for him or he will kill Abu. The cops rushed to the place to save Abu. They ambushed the place to search for Abu. Amirul found Abu, but sadly he is dead. Abu has been shot by Azam, and he ran away. Amirul was very angry and searched for the criminal alone without other cops. Suddenly, he saw Azam with Shafiq and Hakimi drive a black car into somewhere else. He followed them until he arrived at an abandoned theme park. When Amirul got inside the theme park, Shafiq punched his belly and Hakimi hit his head with hammer. Amirul fell to the ground. When he awoke, he was sitting on the chair and got tied. Azam asked Amirul the reason. Azam asked Amirul the reason he came to this place. He said that he wanted to take revenge of Abu's death. Abu laughing out loud and it makes Amirul really angry. He asked Azam to go closer to him and he banged his head to Azam's head. Azam felt pain and asked his people to torture Amirul until he felt unconscious. Azam took him and put him into a gunny sack. Azam threw him into the middle of busy road and he got hit by a car. The car stopped and opened the gunny sack. He shocked when he found out there was a person inside it. He sent Amirul to hospital immediately. The hospital contacted the other cops about Amirul and they paid visit to him. Amirul said that Azam and his people may be at the abandoned theme park. The cop rushed to the scene. Azam was panicked and he immediately left the scene with his people. The cops managed to shoot his people, but Azam escaped from the scene. The cops disappointed because they failed to cop Azam. At the jail, Luffy just found out that Sarah was critical in hospital, so he seduced the cop to take him to hospital when Sarah half awake. Luckily, the cops agreed to take Luffy to hospital with cop surveillance. After a few weeks, Sarah half awake and Luffy paid her a visit. He asked Sarah for forgiveness after he felt him previously. Sarah slapped him and forgave him. Luffy was happy when she forgave him although he got slapped. Sarah asked Luffy about Azam. When she knew about Azam, she quickly took her laptop and disabled the microchip. Azam realized and he was angry with it. Sarah, Luffy, and the cops have a meeting and decided to catch Azam on their upcoming mission. Okay. The moral of the story. First, we need to always think before taking any action to prevent any danger. Then, we're able to understand the deeper meaning of a friend's loyalty when the police and their best friend were willing to lay down their life simply to each other. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for such concise sharing of your story. Thank you for the moral value as well. Thank you, Amirul. Right, so without wasting any more of our time, let's call upon Muhib to present his group's story. Hi, Muhib. Can you turn on your camera and your mic?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever you're ready, you may share your screen and then
Let's
start
just hear.
presenting. Sorry?
Okay. Let's je nak masuk Storybird ni dia macam loading sikit. Let's je.
Oh, it's fine. Share the screen first, and then I can work things out for you. it seems that the previous group was having technical issues. Can we have Bazli Hakim to start his presentation? Bazli?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think you may start with your group's presentation while waiting for the other group to sort out their technical difficulties.
Eh, sure. How can I present my slide?
Okay, I think because you're using tablet they normally don't have that share setting. I think you can just straight away tell your story based on the one that you have prepared. Okay?
Oh, just tell a story.
Yes, you need to turn on your camera as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bazli Hakim and I will present about an unforgettable experience. Okay, the story is about a doctor become a millionaire. Okay, exactly a minute after midnight, I can see a fireworks display in the sky as a mark that a new year has come. A few years have passed since the incident took place. If I remember correctly, it has been 5 years. Back then, Back then, I was just a naive person who was still a newbie doctor. I come from a normal family and graduated top of my class. But even though I was still just a newly graduated doctor, I have done a few achievements that may shock a senior doctor. No matter who the patient is, I'll always give my best to give them the best treatment I can. Af-
Is everything okay, Bazli? You're frozen there. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm telling the story. Can you hear me?
You went frozen for a bit just now. Can you repeat the story again? Sorry.
Oh, from the start.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the story begins exactly a minute after midnight. I can see a fireworks display in the sky as a mark that a new year has come. A few years have passed since that incident took place. If I remember correctly, it has been 5 years. Back then, I was just a naive person who was still a newbie doctor. I come from a normal family and graduated top of my class. But even though I was still just a newly graduated doctor, I have done a few achievements that may shock a senior doctor. No matter who the patient is, I'll always give my best to give them the best treatment I can. After a few years and a lot of surgeries that I have done, all of my patients will always recover from their illness, and they never complain about my treatment. I even got an award as a representative of my
that your internet connection is really, really weak. I think that I might have to remove you from the stream, and then we can proceed with Muhib. Are you ready? Are you ready, Muhib?
Yes, teacher, but another person will be share screen because
Okay, who's
I
the
have a
person?
pocket internet connection.
Okay, who's the person who's going to share the screen?
Afiq Aizat.
Is the person in the stream yard already?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, Actually, you see anything? Not yet.
Sorry, Amirul. Is Amirul sharing his screen, or who's going to share the screen? May I know who's going to share the screen?
Afiq Aizat.
Afiq. Okay, Afiq, you're already on the stream. Afiq, you may share your screen. Okay, the screen is already there. The floor is yours, Muhib. Okay, whenever you're ready, Muhib.
Oh, okay, teacher. Chapter 1, awake. He woke up in a bed and wearing a straight jacket. The room he is in is pitch black. He is baffled because he doesn't know what happened to him. His heart is pumping so fast, trying to figure out what mess did he got into. Sweat is running down his face. He doesn't know what else can he do. He can't even move because of the straight jacket. It seems like you are awake. Good morning, I guess. A voice come out of nowhere. A glimpse of a man is seen. The light is switched on. The guy said, "Do not worry, kid. I will explain everything." The guy said his name is Dr. Hider and he is responsible to take care of his so-called project called Legacy. Dr. Hider told the guy that his name is Tim Drake and that he is actually from the year 2050. Tim asked, what year is it now? Dr. Hider said that it is already 3005 and Tim is still alive because he is involved in Project Legacy. Tim can still comprehend the information that Dr. Hider gave him. Everything still does not make sense to Tim. Dr. Hider released Tim from the straitjacket and to check his heartbeat. Dr. Hider gave Tim new clothes and tell him to get some rest and meet him tomorrow morning. Tim could not sleep because he tried to remember what happened before he was with Dr. Hider. Chapter 2, Legacy. The next morning, Tim greets Dr. Hider while he is in the kitchen. Dr. Hider said he made breakfast. Dr. Hider served the breakfast to Tim. After they finish breakfast, the real conversation begins. Dr. Hider asked Tim to sit in front of him and he started explaining. He said that Project Legacy is supposed to save humanity. It all started when a virus infected everyone in Tim's hometown, which is Toronto, Canada. The virus killed millions of people and Tim was a few of the survivors. Tim and the other survivor were put in cryo chamber to preserve his body for research. It is still a question of how a few of them can survive that virus. Where are the other survivors at? Tim asked. Dead, Dr. Hider said. Tim is the last person who is in Project Legacy that is still alive. Tim is the only one who completely immune to the virus. That is why Tim is the last hope of humanity. In 3050, the virus was spread worldwide and billions of people died. But the remaining survivors, these camps were built across the world to make sure safety and to prevent infection from the virus. Chapter 3, Antidote. Four months have passed. Dr. Hill is still running tests on Tim to find a cure for this virus. Tim is tired of the never-ending tests that he had to go through, but both of them still have not given up from searching for the cure. A few weeks passed by and Dr. Hill finally found a cure. He extracted Tim's spinal fluids and blood to create the antidote. They both screamed happily. Dr. Hida said to Tim that he doesn't need to worry anymore because he will not run any tests anymore on Tim. Dr. Hida said he can easily duplicate the antidote and make an artificial antidote. Finally, we can save everyone, said Tim. Not so fast, Dr. Hida interrupted. Dr. Hida said, we still need to share the formula with everyone else, then we can save everyone. Dr. Hida continues to share the formula with every camp worldwide. They all started to duplicate the antidote and distribute it to everyone in these camps. Almost everyone in the world took the antidote to ensure their safety in this dangerous world. Everyone's health is getting better, and a few of them already go outside in the camps, all thanks to Tim and the genius behind the antidote, Dr. Hida. Chapter 4 Truth. 3 months pass by. Dr. Hida and Tim are gardening in front of their place. Suddenly, Tim has the urge to pee, so he excuses himself to go to the toilet. He runs as fast as lightning to the toilet. After he finishes his business, he heard some kind of alarm in Dr. Hida's lab. It is a distress alarm from a camp in Beijing, China. They told that 60% of their people died and others are dying. They said that someone altered the antidote formula and put some kind of poison inside the antidote. Tim panics and runs to Dr. Hida to tell everything he heard. He went outside and he can see Dr. Hida is still in the garden. He asks Dr. Hida to come inside because there is something important he needs to tell. Dr. Hida sits on his chair while Tim sits in front of him. Tim told everything he heard to Dr. Hida. His reaction was so peculiar. Dr. Hida smirked after Tim told everything. Tim is really uncomfortable with Dr. Hida's reaction. At this moment, he knew that Dr. Hida is the one who altered the antidote. Tim asked Dr. Hida, why? He only answered with the sentence, human are worthless. Okay, this is the last chapter, Massacre. Dr. Hida said he shared the altered formula with everyone so that the human species can finally extinct. Tim still did not understand what is the motive for killing these humans. Dr. Hida said that humans are the reason why the earth is dying. We are the parasite for the earth. We are the problems. We pollute the earth so much until the earth can't even handle it. Global warming is also caused by humans. That is why Dr. Hida wanted to eliminate all humans because they never learn from their mistakes. The deadly virus that we all scare is also a creation of humans. In 2049, a group of scientists wanted to make easy money by selling antidotes for the virus that is their own creation, but they messed up so bad and the virus got exposed to the public. Why do you still need me if you want to kill everyone? Do you still question Dr. Hero? It is because I need everyone to trust that the antidote actually works. So every human that is left on this planet will take the antidote. Suddenly, sound of a gunshot burst through Tim's ears. Dr. Hida pulled up a gun from under his desk and shot Tim right in the center of his body, hitting his vital organs. The virus won't kill you, but a bullet will, Dr. Hida said to Tim. After Dr. Hida confirmed that there is no survivors in any of the camps, Dr. Hida finally smiled and laughed because his evil plan works. He sat on a cliff near his house and jumped down, knowing he needed to end his life because he is the last human being on this earth. Since that moment, no signs of human species were found alive on the earth. Okay, thank you.
Okay, there is such quite an interesting story about the future because the topic is year
Thank you, teacher.
3015. Okay. All right, Muhib. One question before we leave. Can you find a very strong moral values from the story that you have shared with us just now? Can you share the strong moral values that you could find in the story that you have shared just now, Muhib?
Moral of the story is we need to take care of our earth. Um, we need to stop pollution to to take care of our works, because like a cancer, we are the cancer of the earth. We are the cause of the
Okay,
problems today.
very good, Muhib. Thank you for such critical opinion of the story that you have written. Thank you. Okay. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I think that we can have Bazli again, and then the friend that is going to share the screen, Bazli.
Yes, Razin will share the screen.
Okay, all right. So I hope that the all the technical difficulties have been sorted. Right, I'm going to recuse myself from the StreamYard, and Razin, you may share the screen now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bazli Hakim and I will present about an unforgettable experience. The story begins with exactly a minute after midnight. I can see a fireworks display in the sky as a mark that a new year has come. A few years have passed since that incident took place. If I remember correctly, it has been 5 years. Back then, I was just a naive person who was still a newbie doctor. I come from a normal family and graduated top of my class. But even though I was still just a newly graduated doctor, I have done a few achievements that may shock a senior doctor. No matter who the patient is, I will always give my best to give them the best treatment I can. After a few years and a lot of surgeries that I have done, of all of my all of my patients will always recover from their illness and they never complain about my treatment. I even got an award as a representative of my hospital with the fewest deaths. Thanks to my contribution and succession of every surgery because of my reputation, I got the chances to perform a surgery to a patient in a very critical moment. The patient is only son of a famous billionaire. I felt very excited and nervous to do it. On the promise that date, I made a lot of preparation to operate on that man. After a few hours of undergoing surgery, it was finally over. I leaned back against the wall, effect of my being exhausted from the surgery. A few days later, the billionaire paid me handsomely, and spread my name among his acquaintances. My reputation grows rapidly around the country, and that moment, I know that something in me has fully changed. After that surgery, I began to fully take advantage of my capabilities by charging people expensively of my for my treatment, and of course the person who accept myself will fully recovered with my treatment. The person who can't pay me the price will be rejected without any negotiation. I get very delighted by the amount of money that I gained within just a few months. One day, I got a phone call from my college to take a surgery case because the patient is out of their range of capability, but I got information that the patient is just a normal housewife and her husband is just a local businessman, so without any further checking, I reject it. At the same time, I get a phone call from a well-known businessman that asked me to personally operate him with a bunch of money as payment, and of course, I accept it. With the amount of money, I will be a millionaire. On the important dates and time, I began to start the operation to the businessman. The businessman condition is not that critical, so it didn't take a long time to finish the surgery. It only takes an hour to perform it. After it all, the businessman wanted to throw a party of his recovery and invited me to join it because in that 1 hour of operation, I got a phone call from my siblings. I tried to call them again, but neither of them answered. While walking in the hospital corner, I I spot my father and my sister at the waiting room. I went there and asked them what was happening, but no one answered, and my father only stared at me like it could pierce me until his eyes started to break and started to cry. I only stood there nervously after seeing my father's behavior. After a few seconds, my sister calmly explained everything and I listened to her. Only a few words that came from her mouth could make my world break apart, and it only took a few moments to make me cry again like a baby. I finally understood that my mom had already passed away from the failure of surgery, while I was operating on another people. My mother died because the surgeon is inexperienced. I also finally know that the patient that I rejected from my college was my mom. My siblings keep consoling me that it was not my fault that it happened, but little did they know, if I accepted my college case, I could save my mother. Now 5 years has passed. Now 5 years have passed. What was the point of becoming a millionaire if I can't treat my own family? The moral of the story is we cannot judge others by their uh, we cannot judge others by their experience. We also cannot be too greedy for ourselves.
Okay, Wesley. Thank you for that such enriching story. I've actually learned quite something that I've learned that karma is also always around. So what goes around comes around. You didn't help one person, um, properly, then it happened to your one of your beloved family members. Okay, thank you for such what we call effective story. Thank you, Bazli, and thank you, Razin, for joining us. Um, can we have Alif Nazhan in the stream? Alif, do you want to share your group story? Yes, Alif.
Yes.
Okay. Do you prepare any? Have you prepared any of the presentation
Wait.
whatsoever? Presentation.
Yes, you have.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen, or you ask other people to share the screen for you?
I will show it myself.
Okay. All right. Okay, whenever you're ready, Alif, have you shared your screen? I cannot see from my setting
Uh,
here.
Teacher,
Uh-huh.
do I share entire screen or window?
Okay, are you using Microsoft PowerPoint or PDF?
Oh,
PowerPoint eh?
we are using. We are using. Wait.
Word. Then window lah, definitely window.
Oh.
Okay, I've shared you the screen. The floor is yours, Alif.
Arif will present the Yes.
Okay, I've put Arif in this link.
Okay. Can y'all hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay. When I was younger, I used to think that feeling lost was something to be ashamed of. Now I realize it's it's the normal course of life because it's not a straight line that goes from A to B. It's a canvas of circles and waves, ups and downs, highs and lows. It's a journey of self-discovery and creation. We paint it with a set of colors and then restroke it with another. Life is transformative. So feeling lost is normal no matter how put together everyone you seems. When you dig deeper, you'll realize that they're all just figuring out as they go. Every business owner is constantly trying to figure out how to reach more customers. Every couple in a relationship is constantly trying to figure out how to keep it working, and every new parent is constantly trying to figure out how to maneuver their way through parenthood. Truth is, I've come to realize that feeling lost is a sign of growth. It means that the things you once valued are no longer the things that matter to you today. And do you know why? It's because you are no longer your younger self anymore. When you were a kid, you set goals and dreams for who you thought you would want to become as an adult. But through time and novel experiences, your interests changed, and so did the way you think. Now I realize that the previous ideas I had my future self no longer resonate with the ideas I have for my present self today. The same applies to you. The person you are today is not responsible for being the person you once thought you would want to become. The person you are today is solely responsible for the adult you want to be today. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe everything to your present self. So it's okay to feel lost or feel like you don't know what you're doing with your life. You're not expected to have it all figured out because it's a process. What's important, however, is that you don't use being lost as an excuse to sit in stagnation. What's important is that you toil in the language of action more than the contemplation and thought. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for what we call very such an eye opener story. Although you guys did it at the very last minute, I really appreciate that you managed to produce such quite good quality of work. With that, Arif, do you normally have this kind of pronunciation before?
Yeah, I do.
Um, are you new?
Yeah, I just got into the school this year.
All right. I've heard that you are not in our Telegram, in our WhatsApp group. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Can you ask one of your group members, at least your monitor, to share your group, to share your phone number so that we can sort this thing out. Okay.
Okay, sure, teacher.
All right. Thank you, everyone. All right. With that being said, I think that we've managed to cover all the questions that we have discussed for the story, the collaborative story writing project. Okay, so for the upcoming lessons, it's going to be about more on speaking. Okay, so because we haven't done quite a good number of exercises for speaking, so we are going to do that in the next lesson, and I hope that you are going to be very much enjoying yourselves when we are doing speaking, because we need that in terms of gaining our confidence when we speak in English. With that, thank you, class, and I think we are done for today. Bye, everyone.